welcome back. In this video, we are going to be discussing some strategies for how to get through the weekends. If you're like me, your family probably isn't plant-based, your friends probably aren't, and your extended family probably isn't. That's my situation. I still want to be able to go to gatherings and go out to eat and even just kind of kick back and relax on the weekend. So these are some strategies that help me stick to my plant-based eating over the long run while still enjoying some treats now and again. So if you know who Penn and Teller are, Penn is a plant-based eater, and he made a strategy that every 2 weeks he was just going to eat whatever he wanted. And over time, as he's been eating this way, he's found that his cravings for those animal-based foods has just greatly diminished. And what he craves now is plant-based foods because his body has adjusted to eating that way. But when you're first starting out, there might be some foods that you are not ready to give up, and that is okay. So make a plan for how you're going to do your plant-based eating and then fitting in those foods that you really enjoy. So many people plan over the weekend to have one meal of that weekend be whatever they want, and then they go back to eating plant-based. And this is a great strategy for when you're first starting out. Now, if you are kind of an all or nothing person, this may not work for you. But if you're the type of person who really wants to give this a try, but you're just not ready to give up certain foods, this may be a great approach for you. When I first started eating this way, I was really nervous I was going to have to give up my baking because I really love to bake homemade treats. And I found that vegan baked goods taste just as delicious as the ones that use animal products. That really wasn't a hard transition for me. Now I realize that it's not a whole foods meal. There's going to be fat and sugar and refined grains in it. That's what makes it a treat. That's what makes it taste so good. But I decided for me that I take the 80-20 approach. 80% of what I eat is that fresh fruits, veggies, and whole grains and no oils. And then 20% is vegan baked goods and some vegan junk food sometimes when I'm in the mood, because I have a sweet tooth and that just kind of helps me stick to my plant-based eating. And then you need a strategy for when you're going out. In my experience thus far, I have been able to find vegan options at most restaurants, even if it's fast food, it's clear spanning to fancier ones. Sometimes I have to get creative and create a meal from their appetizer and side menu. But if I'm really, friendly with the server, they will always help me build a dish that tastes really good to me and still fits within my goals. That being said, it's still probably going to have oil in it, and some things that aren't 100% with my goals. But I'm out with my family or friends, and if I'm doing that occasionally, I think that that's fine. You have to decide what you want to do for you. Where I live, there happen to be a ton of delicious vegan restaurants. There is an ice cream place, there's diners, and a really delicious bakery where I go for birthdays and anniversaries to get a special treat. There's a really fancy restaurant that I enjoy. And again, this isn't whole food, plant-based meals. This is just vegan, so that means there's no animal products involved. And it tastes so good. All the places I go, I love them. But again, these are occasionally, and it just helps me still stick to my overall plan. I have decided that I am going to not eat animal products. So that helps me stick with that. And then if I'm doing that occasionally, again, it fits within my 80-20 plan. So I would just encourage you to make a plan that works for you. You need to think about how often you go out with your family, what foods you really like to eat, what flavors you really like to eat, things that you're willing to give up, and things that maybe you're uncomfortable with giving up right now, and make a plan that you can stick to, because that will help you have success as you adjust to this way of eating. And just remember, it's not like this perfect transition. You're going to have ups and downs. There's going to be times where you might fall off the wagon and get back on. However long it needs to take, your health is worth that effort. So just continue to try and keep at it and make a strategy, because that will help you to be successful. All right, enjoy your weekend.